starts for the Copenhagen Skull.
First class will be the 75 Super.
The Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit will encompass over 300 events this year nationwide, as well as into the country of Canada. We're starting out here tonight in Ohio, and I'll tell you what, we're going to end up about November, I do believe, down in the southern states. Michigan, we end up October 1st of 1995. So we've got a whale of a show and a season coming up for you folks here tonight. I tell you, I've been very, very impressed traveling down here Thursday night. We've done some promotions, 7,500-pound, round-pounded super stock tractor. Actually, I shouldn't have said smokers because we have a large number of alcohol-burning super stocks in the crowd here tonight. We'll talk about that a little bit later on as we get going. Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit, I'll tell you what, we cannot say enough thank you to the fine, fine folks that bring you the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit.
The time you see on the screen is Indiana time.
Here in the United States, as well as I said, we get into the country of Canada a little bit. John Stasnik, I tell you, a Wolverine state puller out of the state of Michigan here tonight. John Stasnik out of Manchester, Michigan. The John Deere 4250 called the Polish Express. Stock block, triple turbocharged setup on the Polish Express for 1995. John started out pulling, actually, he started out in the pro stock ranks, moved on up into the super stock, started out with a twin turbocharged setup for the first couple years that he campaigned this super stock tractor. He's been working with the turbochargers, been working with the fuel, trying to get this tractor dialed in for the last couple years. Actually, we just about lost John a couple years ago. He was involved in a very serious automobile accident, but we were real tickled to see him come back out and jump into the seat of that tractor and campaign the Polish Express again. Past winner of a regional national championship, past qualifier for the Indy Super Bowl. John has the green light and the green flag on the front of the Lutke Eliminator, the Polish Express, John Stasnik. Now, nice run for the fellow out of Manchester, Michigan, John Stasnik. But I want to tell you what's going on. John is the first puller in the class. The first puller is always the 10th puller in the division. I don't care whether they're pulling mods, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, mini rods. Only the 10th puller has the option of taking his pull or dropping down 3 to 6 to the pull. Take a look at one more vehicle and see how that sled is here tonight. All right. Now, from just down the road, I'll tell you what, as much hometown as you can get. In Springfield, Ohio, this fellow lives. Dewey Kerr, the Plowboy's Nightmare, the John Deere 7800. 3-charger, alcohol-burning setup on this particular super stock tractor. 466 cubic inches of John Deere motor under the hood and the cowling of that particular super stock. Dewey tells me, actually, this is Dewey Jr. piloting this tractor tonight. Dewey tells me he's making right around 1,800 horsepower when everything is going in the right direction for the fella from Springfield, Ohio, Dewey Kerr Jr. Pulling state in regional national level. Currently is running number 6 in the Ohio State Tractor Pulling Association points chase for 1995. Dewey is backed up to the sled. The Lutke Eliminator out of the state of Wisconsin. Lloyd and Jim here tonight. Jim doing the operating there at the back of the sled. And we'll talk about that weight transfer machine as we get on into tonight's program. Dewey's being motioned forward. The chain will be tightened up. Danny Wise will turn and look down the track area to make sure the track is clear, and he will wave that green flag for Dewey Kerr Jr., the Plowboy tractor out of Springfield, Ohio. All right, a lot of steam coming out underneath the cowling of the Plowboy's Nightmare there, the 7800 of Dewey Kerr Jr. It's the Cision vehicle, pulling vehicle, within the lines that mark out that 35-foot width. If it is made of clay, you can see the dirt piled at each side of the track area. This morning at 7:30, these guys started in. Actually, last night they came out and ripped the track up a little bit, and they've done a tremendous job to put this track together here today. All right, Next four up, also the Green Machine. Coming in next, Bart Johnson out of New Lexington, Ohio, the John Deere 4455. Three-charger setup with his 404 cubic inch John Deere block, making right around 1,500 horsepower. All right, Bart, watch the smoke, watch the green and black. Lippert clutches are engaging, and Bart Johnson heading towards 300 foot. Out of New Lexington, Ohio, Bart Johnson, the John Deere 4455. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked by the promoters of the .5, 297 and 5 for the Green Machine out of New Lexington, Ohio, Bart Johnson. The Wolf International, Cape High 8 actually, International 3688 out of Spring Valley, Ohio. Three-charger alcohol burning setup for this young man out of Spring Valley, Doug Bricky. Typical turbocharged setup on this alcohol burner. One thing about alcohol burners, folks, obviously you have seen one come down the track already. There are several in the class here tonight. An alcohol burning super stock will not smoke. If it smokes, they shouldn't be out onto the track area because they have some major problems. Obviously, the diesel fuel burning ones will smoke, and as you've seen a lot of that so far here tonight, you will see a lot more before we get all said and done. Doug has the green light and the green flag. Doug Bricky, the Wolf, Case IH International. Jumping out of gear down here, a little bit of driveline problem. Hopefully nothing real serious as that sled starts getting heavy. The Lutke Eliminator started getting heavy on the back. Ladies and gentlemen, here this evening. His measurement, 232 and 8. 232.8 for Doug Bricky. 232.8. This fella from the state of Michigan, tough running machine out of the state of Michigan when everything's going in the right direction. The Ron Fry out of Brooklyn, Michigan, the German Deere. Stock block, 4240, three-charger setup on this 466 cubic inch John Deere motor, making right around 1,500 horsepower. Ron, he's had his ups and downs. He'll be the first one to touch that over the last several years. And as I said, when everything is going in the right direction, this is one tough super stock to beat on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. He was fourth in 1993 on the regional national points chase of the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Last year in the 7,500-pound super stock in Michigan, he finished number 2. Actually, last year, 94, Ron also finished second to Jerry Van Dorpy, and Dorp will be coming up a little bit later on. So Ron Fry, the German Deere, out of Brooklyn, Michigan, the next one to do battle with the Lutke Eliminator. Well, I'll tell you what, looks like a little bit of slipping in the cut area there with that tractor. Our Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit has 2 chances to bring that sled out beyond 75 foot. We may see that before the night is over. So Ron, theoretically, could drop to the bottom of the class if it's just a matter of and don't get me wrong, this is not a simple thing to factor in the class. So
this tractor will be dropping, he'll be dropping, have clutch problems.
He's got some major braking. As I said, ladies.
His last tractor, he did not drop.
All right, 10.7. Now, before we go into the next tractor, I want to point something out. Look down at the front of the machine, also out of the state of Michigan, the Wolverine Puller champion the last couple of years in the super stock division, Mr. Jerry Van Dorpy, the Screaming Demon 2 out of Charlotte, Michigan. Stock block, 4 turbocharged setup on this super stock tractor out of Charlotte. Jerry, a dairy farmer by trade, but fuller at heart. Tough running machine. Jerry this year is jumping up into the Grand National level of competition. He'll pull regional, national, and Grand National levels of competition on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Stock block, 4-charger setup. Now, just to give you an example, and I use this tractor a lot because I just happen, we talk a lot about this tractor. Jerry has taught me an awful lot about this sport. That tractor, showroom new, was 105 horsepower. It now has 4 turbochargers underneath the hood and the cowling. Notice the twin stack. He is now making upwards of 2,400 horsepower out of that stock block motor. Watch the twin stacks come to life. The slipper clutches, once the smoke goes from white to gray to black, the water starts injecting in, cooling the internal temperatures down. Slipper clutches engage, tires spin, and that tractor will be heading towards the 300-foot mark, as all the super stocks in this class will do here tonight. Jerry Van Dorpy, the Screaming Diva 2, out of Charlotte, Michigan. Not the picture-perfect run he would have wanted. He did get it down the track area. Looks to be down about that 285 to 90-foot mark. Jerry Van Dorpy, the... Well, I'll tell you what, coming up next, there again, when these guys have got this tractor rolling, this is one of the toughest running super stocks in the nation today. The Lethal Injection Ford of Jim and Debbie Hayford. Tough running machine out of New Riegel, Ohio. Okay, Denny is doing the driving here tonight. They had Jim down originally, but Denny is doing the driving here tonight. Tough running machine out of New Riegel, Ohio. Ford TW20, stock block, 3-charger setup, making upwards of better than 1,500 horsepower out of this super stock tractor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this class, we'll let the Hayford boys, the Lethal Injection, make us pass, and we'll talk about something else that I'd like you folks to pay attention to as this pull progresses, this super stock division. All right, gain is tight. The Luke Eliminator ready. The green flag is flying for Denny Hayford, the Lethal Injection. Injection, put it right out the door. Yep. Yeah. Been with us, the National Tractor Pulling Association for 26 years. What a marriage it's been. The Kendall Motor Oil Company, we cannot say it enough. Fine thanks to pullers. I tell you what, most of the pullers, and I believe I did some figuring here a year or so ago, but in 1993, now I'm putting myself back a year, 1993, 95% of all the winners in the National Tractor Pulling Association used the Kendall GT1 label. I'll tell you what, Kendall poured in protection from Kendall Motor Oil. All right, Alice Chalmers time coming up next, chasing that 300-foot mark. A fella also from the Buckeye State of Ohio, the Running Bear 8070 Alice of Bill Hurt. Stock block, 4-charger setup, making upwards of 2,000 horsepower. Now, we saw Bill off and on last year when he come up to pull with us in the Wolverine State. He had just that kind of season, up and down. When it was, and that's what's nice about having these.
The tractor that went full pull dropped to last. We had a sled malfunction. The sled malfunction, it was not a full pull.
There's a coupon on the back of that ticket. So make sure you...
Ready? Here I am about ready. No, I'll wait.
Got a what?
All right, Bill Hurt, the Running Bear, Sandusky, Ohio, stock block, 4-charger setup, the 8070 Alice Chalmers. Looking at that mark, 300 foot, set out there by the Hayford brothers, a Lethal Injection. Watch the smoke. Watch the smoke. White to gray to black, slipper clutches start engaging, that tire speed looking for the 95 miles an hour. The Running Bear, Bill Hurt. Ohio, Bill Hurt in the Running Bear. actually, Bill Hurt, 279 and 1. 279 and 1 for the Running Bear. But in New Albany, Ohio, the land chart of Kevin Comross. Magnum 7130 body machine, stock box, Ford Charger setup, 436 cubic inches. Where's my international fans? Here you go. The land chart running tough in 1995. Kevin Comross, his second, actually first full season of campaigning the tractor. We saw Kevin on and off last year, as I did, a number of Grand National events as well as some of the regional events that he was at, and did a very respectable job for his first year of campaigning that super stock tractor. Stock block, 200 horsepower. He's cranking out of this Case IH body machine, the 7130 Magnum. Single fella, motorcycle racing, one of the hobbies of Kevin. He's an engineering consultant by trade. CMCI, the sponsor of the land chart. And he was a spectator, just like you folks here tonight, and has now evolved into the super stock tractor pulling ranks. Kevin Comross bringing us the land chart to life to make that pass towards the 300-foot mark. Whoa, Kevin also having some problems down there. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, the first hook of the season, you just don't know what's going to happen.
That's right, that's the distance.
24 super stocks in the competition here tonight. I'll tell you what, man on pins and needles. Coming up next, also from my home state of Michigan, this young man has been campaigning a super stock tractor with his father-in-law the last couple years. This is actually his third year of campaigning a super stock tractor. Ken Measle out of Elmont, Michigan, up in the thumb of Michigan. The Mining for Dollars vehicle. Actually, this is Ken's first time on this particular super stock tractor. He went down into the, gosh, I shouldn't say that. I think it's Kentucky is where this tractor come out of. Bought the tractor over the winter time, brought it back, repainted it, and I'll tell you what, he's looking for a whale of a season here in the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit in 1995. The official measurement will be 3/10, I believe. 3/10 for Kevin Comross, the land chart. 0.3 will be his measurement. All right, Ken ready to go. Ken Measle, the Mining for Dollars machine, 436 cubic inch, 4 charger setup, right around 2,400 horsepower. As I said, first time ever of driving this super stock tractor. Slowly building the RPM, smoke going, white the gray to black. Slipper clutches are starting to engage, and Ken Measle heading for 300 foot. For the first time ever, Kenny Measle. Good solid run for the young man out of the thumb of Michigan. Okay, I missed the measurement, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologize. An 8. Jerry Van Dorpy, the Screaming Demon 2, 294 and 8. The measurement on Ken Measle, the Mining for Dollars, is 282 and 8. 282 and 8 for Ken Measle, the Mining for Dollars International. All right, Coleman Wheatley, the Shelbyville, Indiana native, the Indiana Rascal, coming up next. Case Magnum 7140, 3 charger setup, 436 cubic inch international block, making right at 2,500 horsepower. Grand National competitor in his own right, one of the toughest running super stocks in the nation today, Coleman Wheatley, and the Indiana Rascal. Last year in the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circus Grand National Points Chase, we saw Coleman get tougher and tougher and tougher as the season went on. He finished number 5 in the nation in the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circus Grand National Points Chase last year. Coleman has the green light. The Lukey Eliminator is ready. The green flag is flying for the Indiana Rascal, Coleman Wheatley. Digging and clawing and grabbing as he propelled himself down the 300-foot track here tonight. Watch the scoreboard come to life. Darren Stein down there with a laser measure. Leading distance. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Coleman Wheatley out the door. Away from them. Get worse as the night goes on. But in the outdoor sport, and I really feel it's going to happen here tonight, it's going to get better as we progress on with the Copenhagen. What do you want? I'm sorry. We have that. I was just informed by Mr. Larry Ridgwine. Now, you Ford fans, listen up real close. On Denny Hayford's lethal injection, the sled malfunctioned. Denny has to come back last in the class and rehook that sled. So, we only have one full pull right at the moment. All right, Wayne Kennedy, the Color Money out of Rockford, Michigan. Alcohol burning 3 Charger setup for the Color Money John Deere of Wayne and Mary Kennedy. Now, I tell you what, obviously you folks down here in Urbana, Ohio, don't know the Kennedys as well as I do. They have had a night A for effort and persistence because they know what it takes to be winners, as they have been winners on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Not this last summer, 32 and 8, 2, 3, 2 and 8 for the Color of Money John Deere of Wayne Kennedy. Indiana, driving Dad George's machine, the Smokeless Alternative. Alcohol burning superstock, obviously 4250, 3 Charger setup, burning alcohol, right at 1800 horsepower. Scott Everett, the Smokeless Alternative, John Deere. Well, it didn't happen quick enough for Scott out here tonight. And I know the Everett family has been having some problems getting this alcohol-burning super from Monrovia, Indiana today. Scott Everett, and they will again shine on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Here into the state of Michigan and pulled with us. And I'll tell you, did a real respectable job. So Tim Kane, farmer by trade, farming about 2,000 acres of corn and bean ground, enjoys pulling and bowling as his hobbies. Married for 19 years, his wife Donna, the parents of 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. This is his 21st year of campaigning in the tractor ranks. Tim Kane, the Red Gambler, out of New Palestine, Indiana. All right, not a problem. Now,
tractor will be dropping, it'll drop
we've got 75 foot, 100, 150, 200, 250, and trailer farmer by trade. As he told me, he does have the trucking company back, the Just Maybe of Russ Mears out of Cynthiana, Ohio. Stock block, twin turbocharged setup on this Superstock tractor. Everything going in the right direction. The K7130 is one tough machine to beat. Russ also looking at this left-hand sideline. Now, I had noticed it as the pull progressed. Remember when we started out tonight, the Superstock tractors on the grandstand side of the 35-foot track. Right now, Russ Mears on the pit stop. Green light is on. Jimmy Lukey is ready. Green flag ready to fly for the Just Maybe of Russ Mears. The standing Joe. Hey, Russ, take that pull, will you? Okay. Would have won the class, and he turned it down in near 4450. 4 turbocharged setup, 466 cubic inch John Deere block powering this green machine out of Dexter, Ohio. 2,400 horsepower they're making here with this John Deere motor. Decent 1994. This is Tim's first year of campaigning the Superstock tractor. He and his wife Kelly have a marriage of 2 years, 1 son, pulling and a mechanic by trade for the fellow out of Dexter, Ohio, Tim Stone. Well, I guarantee you that is not good. I think I'm going to get the portable mic.
I don't think there's anything to see. There's not.
We'll walk down here and see what's going on here. But that was not a good sound, I guarantee it, folks.
Wait a minute.
172.4 for Tim Stone. Theory will change. All right, you talk about hometown Bella from right here in Bend, Ohio, the Orange Crusher 2 of Harlan Scott. Alice D21, 426 cubic inches, making upwards of 1,200 horsepower. All right, Harlan's window going to be pulled back, not a problem at all. He did not obviously get out beyond that 75-foot mark. His daughter is the editor in the, was the editor of the NCPA magazine, and that's kind of how he got started in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. So Harlan Scott, the Orange Crusher 2, Alice Chalmers out of Urbana, Ohio. Well, that is not also very good, as there's a lot of oil coming out this side of that tractor. Not real sure what happened, but it is dumping a shot. We're going to need a tow vehicle. His measurement tonight will be 80 foot and 1, 80.1 for Harlan Scott. Crusher 2 broke a camshaft and blew the front cover right off that pulling vehicle. So big breakage problems here tonight in the Superstock division. But as I said, it's just one of those things that happen from time to time. You just hope to keep it down to a minimum. All right, we're going to go back into the alcohol burning class. Actually, this tractor nicknamed the Alcoholic. Drew Gilliland out of Waynesville, Ohio. International 460, 1 Charger setup on this naturally 5,500-pound Superstock tractor. We run different weight classes. They've got the 55, they've got the 75, they've got the 9,500-pound classes in the Superstock division. This is naturally a 5,500-pound tractor. 301 cubic inch international motor, single charger, making right around 1,200 horsepower. Drew Gilliland, the Alcoholic, making his pass here tonight. Okay, now, you saw Drew. He was watching that 75-foot mark. he got his hand in the air to tell Danny Wise, I don't want this pull, Mark, and get into that first place prize money, first place points chase that we have here tonight. We got 2 of them out the door right now, and Drew Gilliland bring us the Alcoholic for Life. I got underneath that single turbocharger, and I'll tell you, what happens there is they've got too much. Looks like 180 foot and 180. I thought that was a little bit closer to 195 than 180. So 194 and 3. Stand corrected. 194 and 3 for Drew Gilliland, sporting the orange colors out of Plain City, Ohio. The Alice Chalmers D21, the Buckeye Thunder of Dennis Word. Stock block, triple turbocharged setup, right at 1,500 horsepower. And I'll tell you, Dennis, when he is running right, is running real right, sporting the orange colors. The Buckeye Thunder of Dennis Word out of Plain City, Ohio. Tractor puller by heart, farmer by trade, as he farms about 600 acres of corn and bean ground, also raises cattle and pigs at his home in Plain City, Ohio. Bringing the Alice to life, the Buckeye Thunder about to roar. Dennis Word heading for 300 foot. Looks like an amazement. 292 and 3 for the Buckeye Thunder. 292 and 3 for Dennis Word. They can ride at 2,000 horsepower. Didn't see Neil much last summer. It's good to see the Gettinger family out again this year, campaigning the Up and Adams John Deere. One of the toughest running super stocks in the nation. Up until last year, they kind of set out the season. But I'll tell you what, always consistent in the top 5 when the points are all said and done at the end of the season on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Neil, a farmer by trade, puller at heart, been pulling for about 24 years now. He and his brother Mark campaign super stock tractors. Mark is now out of the sport, but he's talking about maybe building another one. But Neil is out campaigning the Up and Adams strong for 1995. Neil Gettinger building the life underneath the hood of the Up and Adams John Deere out of Milton, Indiana. Boy, something not right there underneath the hood and the cowling of the Up and Adams. You have to have a license to do that? Remember that tech class that you took and had to pass to do that? For 5 or 6 positions, followed in by Jim Turner, Nolan Hall, Debbie Heckworth, Randy Petro, and Don Daphorn. All right. John Piper out of Huntersville, Indiana, the Pro Stock tractor. Remember, limited to 1 charger. Actually, he's got 2 stacks. I think he's got more than 1 charger. The 7220. Obviously, I should have looked at this tractor a little bit closer before he come to the line. The twin stacks tell me that he has probably got more than 1 turbocharger underneath that tractor for the 1995 season. John formerly campaigned in 4-wheelers, the hobby of the farmer of 400 acres of crop ground and livestock, owner-operators of a truck. So he's quite a busy young man in Connersville, Indiana. The basement, 238 feet even, 238 even. Has been out of the sport of pulling for several years now. Brett formerly ran a super stock tractor out of Farmington, Minnesota, and very, very strong competitor wherever he went on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Last year, as I said, this tractor, the workhorse, is actually owned by Rob Russell of Lenox, Iowa. The workhorse, International 1066. Rob told me at the end of last season, actually it was at the banquet, as we held the banquet in Michigan this year, the end of the year banquet for the National Tractor Pulling Association. He told me he didn't know how much he was going to be able to run this year. Well, he and Brett struck up a deal. Brett's going to campaign as Superstock Tractor on the regional national points chase in the Copenhagen Scope Pulling Circuit, and Rob's going to try to run it out on the grand national points chase. The Workhorse, past national champion. Actually, this was the national championship tractor in 1993. So it's a strong, competitive tractor. We obviously know that. But
time ever for this, too. And hopefully just the first of many, many years.
Hey, Dave, wherever your wife is, there's not a better way to spend your anniversary than right here in a truck and tractor pull. I mean, you got smoke, you got noise, you got crowds. It's all here. It doesn't get any better than that. That's all there is to it. So, if I helped you out, Eddie, be here next year.
All the plumbing underneath there, they
I will try to hold it maybe not quite on your anniversary next year. Okay, I see Brett down there has brought the tractor to life out of Farmington, Minnesota. The Workhorse tractor, the International 1066, past national champion, looking for that 300-foot mark here tonight. Twin stacks coming to life, right to right back. The 95-mile-an-hour tire speed out of that key in that International. The 1066 of Riley Russell, the Workhorse. Orange machine, and coming up next, Dennis Morlock, out of West Salem, Ohio, in Medina County, the Circuit Breaker, Alice Chalmers D21, 426 cubic inch stock box motor with 3 chargers. Looking forward to the next season, and that's what it's all about. All right, looks like we're ready to go tractor pulling again. Jimmy's got his repairs made. So coming up next will be Dennis Morlock, the Circuit Breaker, Alice Chalmers D21. Triple turbocharged setup, 15-year veteran, Dennis Morlock. I'll tell you what, Dennis, I can guarantee would like to have that run over again. Not for the fact that he didn't put it out the door, but I bet he would have put a foot when it passed in front of me. You saw the front end come up. Well, when it did, he got back on the wheelie bars. Got on the wheelie bars, and actually, in that motion, raised the rear tires out of that 7. 268 and 7 for Dennis Morlock. 268.7 will place the Alice Chalmers of Dennis Morlock. Well, I'm not real sure. I think we're down to 3, possibly 2. I haven't seen Frank Keener come up yet. Although I don't really see him down in the staging area, so I'm not real sure. Well, there's Frank right there. I'm sorry. And there's Tim Kane, and there's Denny Hafer. So we're down to 3. And then we will move right into the pull-off situation. We've got 3 of them out right now, all of them red in color. Actually, 2 of the 3 coming up are red in color. The third one is Denny Hayford with the lethal injection board. Frank Keener up next out of Ashland, Ohio. The International. Triple turbocharged setup for this Superstock tractor. Frank formerly ran the Green Power Express John Deere, but it's well red. Look at it, Frank Keener! Coming to life, the TW20. Settling in. It's going to be close. He looks to be down beyond that 290-foot mark. Nice. There it is. He didn't do it. 290 foot and 8. 290.8 for Denny Hayford. The Red Gambler, Tim Kaine, coming up. The final competitor with a chance to make it out the door with a 300-foot full pull. We've got, I believe, 4 of them out right now. Every one of them red in color here in the competition of the 7,500-pound super stocks. Tim has the green light, and the green flag is flying over the track here in Urbana, Ohio. Round of applause, the Red Gambler, Tim Kaine. Kind of a rough night for the fella, but he too will shine another day on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. I believe I actually lost count. Here. Let me see. I know Coleman Wheatley's out. And I know
the pull-off will be a floating finish. It will be a floating finish.
And also Brett Berg went out, and Frank Keener. I think that's the 4 out the door. Yeah, I know you international fans are loving it here tonight. It's going to be an all-red final. We got Coleman Wheatley, we got Russ Mears. We've got Brett Berg, and we've got Frank Keener, all of them nailing out the door. Yes, we do. And we'll explain that, too. Normally the track is 300 foot long. That's the bottom line. That's a full-length pull. But tonight, and not tonight only, we have what they call a floating finish line. And what that is, the track is actually extended 10 foot. Okay? You heard me talk about the internal temperatures. 1,1600 degrees. The more runs that these people make, the hotter the temperatures are. They need a chance to cool down. So what we do in a pull-off situation is we extend the track, the floating finish line. It is extended an extra 10 foot. So you may see a measurement come up on the 20-foot scoreboard, a 302 and some change or whatever it may be. Coleman Wheatley, Indiana Rascal, heading towards 300 foot. The 7240 out of Shelbyville, Indiana, Coleman Wheatley. 3 and 6 for Coleman Wheatley, the Indiana Rascal. Mears, I believe. Russ had to work to get it out the door. I'm not real sure what happened at the end of the pull, whether it just kind of shut down by a valve. For 21 years total, has been a builder of many of the parts that go into some of these super stock tractors, driver. Very, very successful young man when he did kind of semi-retire about 5 years ago. And I tell you, from the looks of that first pass down the track area here tonight, he's going to have a real successful 1995. We'll talk about some of the safety features on each and every one of these pulling vehicles in the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Brett has the green light is on the Lukey Eliminator. The green flag is flying over the track here in the Champaign County. Pull tonight. Watch the smoke. RPM coming up, white to gray to black. Repercussions are engaging. Tires are spinning upwards of 95 miles an hour. And Brett Berg heading towards 300 foot with the Workhorse International. Watch the scoreboard.
Top 30.
There it is! 302 and 2, your new leader, the workhorse of Redbird. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the darkness of the finish line area down here, I've got Brett Berg with me. Brett, a full pole plus 302 feet in 2. You got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it really hooked up nice. Had a nice run coming off the start line. We're real pleased with it.
Well, let's watch Frank Keeter, the final competitor, with a chance in a pull-off. Looking at your mark. Well, I can't see Danny's flag. I don't know if he made it beyond the 75. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to walk down a little bit center stage here. We'll have Brett again when I get back over to the announcer stand. How long has it been since you've been in the driver's seat?
Be exactly about 6 years right now.
This is the first time.
This is it.
What a way to come back.
It really felt good.
And it'll come all the way down from Farmington, Minnesota. Brett, I know in the past you've run some top-notch tractors. That was one nice raw type thing tonight.
Yeah, it really was. I think the track was better at the end.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome from Ohio for the fellow that won here tonight, the 7,500-pound superstock, Mr. Brett Berg, out of the state of Minnesota. Also, ladies and gentlemen, finishing second here tonight. And as I said, we'll get Brett up there as soon as he gets the tractor back into the pit area. Coming up before you, a whale of a night here tonight, the Indiana Rascal, Mr. Coleman Wheeling. Congratulations to Coleman here this evening. Greg, can you give me the plaques over here center stage quickly?
Okay, thanks.
We'll talk about Chevrolets here in a minute. You poor souls. Brand spanking new, first pair out for the 1995 season out of New Haven, Indiana. We don't know its name for sure yet. Of John Cabine. Probably going to be called the Cabine Machine. Hemi-powered machine out of New Haven, Indiana. John and wife Charlene both campaigning in the 6,200-pound two-wheel drive division. John kind of also on pins and needles because, as I said, the first book ever with the 1995 Dodge Body Machine out of New Haven, Indiana. John, a truck driver by trade, but pull it hard. Tightening up that chain on the Lute Eliminator. He is ready to go with the Cabine Machine 2.
Roger, on behalf of the board members of the deck and all these fans here tonight, I want to thank you, Dave Geiselman, and all the folks at Sprinter Motors for making this happen. You were very supportive. We're glad to have you, and here's a plaque of our appreciation. Thanks so much.
Hey, let's give him a big round of applause, folks.
Thank you.
Tremendous, tremendous effort by Sprinter Motors of Urbana.
The sled in the two-wheel class, resetting the sled.
Boy, does that sound good.
It looks good, too. This particular vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, brand new to this puller for 1995. It was formerly come from the state of North Carolina. Was called the Sweet Bang 3. Randy Pizzo, national champion of 1994 from Camden, Ohio, bought this vehicle as we name it the Buckeye Hauler, the next generation. Randy is going to run real strong here in the 1995 season. A 1925 Auburn T, 572 cubic inch Aries powering this machine, making better than 2,000 horsepower. The Buckeye Hauler, the next generation of Randy Pizzo. All you gotta say is this is Charlene Cabine.
This is Charlene Cabine.
1978 Chevy Love.
1978 Chevy Love.
Called the Stress Relief 2.
Called the Rest 2.
All right, Charlene Cabine. Coming up next, out of New Haven, Indiana, the 1978 Chevy Love, called the Stress Relief 2. Charlene, about 2 years ago, I believe it was the regional national champion and also qualified for the Indy Super Bowl. You saw her husband John make the first pass down in his brand new 1995 Dodge. I knew he said his holy eye at Cocas before he made the run here tonight. All right, Charlie, back up to the sled. Looking at that third key eliminator. She would like nothing more than go out beyond the 285 and 9. The mark set out pretty right now. Charlie Cabine, no Stress Relief 2. Talk about high-flying wheel standing action. It happens no better than the 6,200-pound class of the National Tractor Pulling Association Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. And it's Chevy. How many Chevrolet fans we got out here tonight? Yeah! Sprinter Motors Incorporated right here in Urbana, folks. It's Chevy Tough Truck. It's a small little story here. Now, you just saw all the smoke and stuff come out of one bank of that motor. Hey, for Charlene Cabine, the Stress Relief 2.
I get to do the rest.
Yes, you do.
1989 Chevette.
Richard Rhinesmith coming up next out of Findlay, Ohio in a 19... Wouldn't you like to own a Corvette?
Not really.
Really? I know people that would give their right arm to own a Corvette, and Richard Rhinesmith is out here tonight doing it with a two-wheel drive. He has actually trashed this Corvette to be in the two-wheel drive division. It's his true blue and through Chevrolet power in the competition here tonight. 572 cubic inch Chevrolet powering this modified two-wheel drive. The classy chassis of Richard Rhinesmith. What do you think? You gonna pull it?
He ought to.
It'll be close. Chevy will. All right. Uh-oh, the evil thing has happened. You know what? That Chevy choked. But that's right, the sport of truck and tractor pulling. You just saw it. The name of the game, as I talked about earlier, you got to keep that for Richard Rhinesmith. Developed for the 1995 pulling season out of Upper Sandusky, Ohio, the Good Vibration 1923 C-Cab of Jim Kerr. Jim been campaigning a modified two-wheel drive for a long, long time, but over the winter they went out and they purchased this vehicle and are looking for a good, solid 1995 season. 572 cubic inches of blown Aries powering this modified two-wheel drive, making right around 2,000 horsepower. Going to pull on the regional national scale this year with this particular vehicle. The guy's been married for 31 years. He and his wife Peggy have 2 children, also 2 grandchildren. He owns an auto and truck repair shop in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Mighty Auto Parts and B.F. Walton Seed. Hi, Greg. What are you doing?
Saying hello to all the fine folks here.
That's right. I even got some new announcers up here.
Well, I'm sure there's a few.
The Chevy fan just about choked, though.
Well, the heartbeat of America is today's Chevrolet.
And it will thump, I guarantee it, before the night's over. Jim Kerr, hook the sled, green light is on. Jimmy Lukey is ready. Jim Kerr is ready. And the good vibrations would like nothing more than to set the front end down as he passes the 300-foot mark here tonight. Very good for momentum that he tried ever so hard to gain by the time he got to that 75-foot mark. Now pass the baby on over. Oh, man. Oh. What's he doing up there again? Actually, hang on just a minute. I forgot. He dropped in the class, so that's my fault. We'll get you on center stage here in a second. John Cabine, the Cabine Machine, 1995 Dodge Ram. About to make his pass. He was the first puller up, remember, and dropped down 6 positions as they reset the sled. John formerly campaigned the Cabine Machine, which was a 1964 Chevy Impala, and has always run the Hemi Power. So he decided just to put the Chrysler body on that particular pulling vehicle for the 1995 season. Of course, we figure that John's really going to pay for this before the season's over, because the embarrassment that he's going to suffer at the end of the microphone is going to be real bad. But we have a lot of fun with the Chryslers and the Fords and the Chevys, and that's what it's all about, what makes the world go round. So John has the green light and the green flag, the Cabine Machine of John Cabine with the green light. He's making me look bad. So is
Nolan Hall.
driving
92 Ford Ranger.
called
Wolverine Hauler.
powered by 557 cubic inches of blown Aries, making right around 2,000 horsepower. Nolan, a dairy farmer by trade, but fuller at heart, past a little bit of everything as far as the organization of the state of Michigan goes, as he served as president, secretary, vice president, you name it, he's been there. Very involved in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. Nolan, as many of these pullers did in this division, moved into this class out of the modified tractor ranks. He can't... Hey, Michelle, you didn't say anything.
I know.
Why not? Didn't you tell me you liked Fords?
I guess.
So let's hear you say, yeah! All right, Nolan backing up the sled. Right now, the Wolverine Hauler. The actual measurement on John Cabine tonight, evidently he did experience some problems, will be .1. .1 will place John Cabine. The leading distance still 285 and 9. 285 and 9. So what do you think? Nolan going to go beyond that, Michelle?
Yes, he is.
That is positive thinking for a Ford fan. All right, Nolan has the green light and the green flag. That generic motor. Now, that is a serious situation, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully nothing real bad happened. Nolan, here we go again. Another. How many guys do you know that drive a pink Chevrolet? We got any Chevrolet fans over here? Come here. I got to talk to this guy. What's your name? Sean Thompson. Sean? Tell him coming up next is Deb Hackworth. The family affair of Columbia City, Indiana. Not quite. Let's tell a little bit about who that was. The True Blue AM2 Chevrolet powered and competition here tonight. 1,400 horsepower. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is Classy. All right, there she is. Deb Hackworth, the family affair. Two-wheel drive. Thank you, sir. Deb, I know, spent a... Over here.
Greg Randall, could you come to the announcer's booth? Greg Randall, could you please come to the announcer's booth?
This is Randy Petro coming up next. Hard to read. All right, what's your name? Arlen Van Hoos. You like Ford, huh? Yeah. Well, this one coming up next was the national champion in Region 2 last year. Out of Camden, Ohio, it's Randy Petro and Kathy Complaint. That's the Ford. The 1923 T-Bucket. 572 cubic inches of horsepower. Yeah! There it is, your new leader, different truck, Randy Petro. You're a Chevy fan, huh?
Yeah, all the way.
This one here is as true blue Chevrolet as you can get. Why don't you introduce this one?
Don Gathorn,
Out of,
Churubusco, Indiana.
the truck is called,
The Hustler,
powered by
500.
cubic inches of true blue and blue Chevrolet here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? You going to do it?
Yes.
Well, I'll give you a little hint about this tractor. How many of you folks have heard of the Banner Brothers? Huh? The motor in this two-wheel drive is the same motor, size-wise, as the Banner Brothers run in their modified tractors.
Here a couple of days, and I've seen what you've been doing.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to thank the guy that had a dream and made the dream come true, Greg Randall. He's been a big help to the deck, and all the proceeds from this go to the deck and help all of Champaign County. So Greg, on behalf of the deck, I'd like to give you this plaque in recognition of all your valuable time and hard work involved in putting on the inaugural Mad River Valley NTPA National. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thanks so much, Brad. I appreciate it very much, and thanks for all you guys coming. Have you had a good time tonight? Good.
Let's hear that a little bit louder. Are we having a good time tonight? That's better! Yes!
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what. Well, I'm going to go right into the modified tractors, and we'll present you with your award here in just a second. Out of Sydney, Ohio, actually, this is Tony Smeezing, drives the Bionic Buzzard here tonight. They've re-nicknamed the tractor Allison Power 1710 Twin Allison powered machine out of Sydney, Ohio. Tony, his brother Dan have campaigned modified tractors. Their father Jan campaigned a modified tractor for many, many years, a champion in the 5,800-pound modified class out of Sydney, Ohio. Allison powered machine, 1,710 cubic inches apiece. Nice run for the young man out of Sydney, Ohio. Now, Tony is successful in the class. He will hold the option of taking that roll or dropping down 6 positions in this class. Allison Aircraft Engines, ladies and gentlemen, grandstand there about the spitting and sputtering. Well, Allisons do that a lot. The Smeezing family have had Allison Aircraft Engines for many, many years. They campaigned the tractor called the Family Tradition. Lineback a little bit later on feels he can better himself here at the 7,200-pound Brown County modified class. Now that there's 2 Allisons here tonight. We got one coming, Wayne Creek, coming up next. Big Battered Bronze Chevrolet, times 3. Actually, these are Banner Motors again. A little over 500 cubic inches of peak, creating upwards of 6,000. That's right, 6,000 horsepower in the competition here tonight. One other thing I want you folks to watch in this class. We talked about tire speed in the Superstock class. Watch these tires. We'll talk about that in a minute. Before me right now, not only the winner of first, but also the winner of second place in the 200-pound career ride, Mr. Randy Petro out of Camden, Ohio. Randy, a whale of a run out here tonight. Things were rolling real well here for their first ever.
Yeah, and I want to thank all the sponsors and everybody that's helped me out with this. I don't know who all they are to name them, but I just want to thank everybody.
Well, let me tell you this. His major sponsor is a Chevrolet dealer.
Well, that's all. Everybody's got to have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 6,200-pound two-wheel drive, Mr. Randy Petro. All right, the Mazeman, 287 and 1. Thank you. going into naturally aspirated engines now. Through Blue and Through Chevrolet Power here out of Cherubusco, Indiana. Wayne Kreider, the Double Nose Plus 2. Naturally aspirated Chevrolet Power here in the competition. And we'll explain what a naturally aspirated engine is here in just a second. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, burning his fuel. Now we'll explain what the difference is between that and a blower motor here as soon as Wayne makes his pass. Bentley making some slight adjustments there to the chain. Green flag is flying for Wayne Kreider out of Cherubusco, Indiana. Hey, you're on, Joe.
His name is Scott Cinder. He's from Marion, Indiana.
A Banner chassis.
It's a Banner chassis. He's got three 500.
Cubic inch blown Chevrolets on this particular tractor.
6,000 horsepower.
You did good, Joe. Thank you very much. Horsepower of these three 500 cubic inch blown Chevrolets of Scott Centers out of Marion, Indiana. Tough running machine. Scott, his dad Jack, both taking turns campaigning this modified tractor. Scott took over the driving tours of Father Jack probably about 7 or 8 years ago now, and I'll tell you, he's done a very, very respectable job piloting the modified tractor called the Mr. Twister. All three blown Chevrolets coming to life. Scott has the green light. Danny Wise motioning him to tighten that chain up. Once it is tight, Dan looks down the track and the green flag is flying. Scott just rolling that tractor down the track. Looks to be down up front.
About 150 super.
And 8.
Hey, thanks to
Gary Diekman.
Joe Hinders, we need you to come to the announcer's booth. We have your son here, Joe Hinders. Please come to the announcer's booth.
Twin Allison V12 power, 1,710 cubic inches of Allison aircraft engine. Actually, as I said, the Allison aircraft engines were used in World War II. They were very temperamental. The War Department found that after a certain altitude, the Allison aircraft engines ran out of power. They got up a certain altitude, the air got thin, they did not operate properly. So they scrapped the Allisons and they went into the Rolls-Royce V12 plants, and they continued on. But Allison aircraft engines, very popular. Involved in this business were the engine of choice. They created a tremendous amount of horsepower. Boy, it's going to be close.
Okay, I'm going on.
Speed and 4 for Gary Diekman, the Rat Poison 2. Now, while Dave's backing up the sled, I started something a minute ago, got away from it. Tire speed, modified tractor class. Picture yourself out here on a major highway. I don't care which one, let's go to 75. Speed limit 65 miles an hour. Okay? Visual how fast you're going at 65. Let's crank it on up. Let's go to 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. Let's don't stop there. Think about how fast you'd be going if you could go 120 miles an hour down the road. And I realize that's impossible to do unless you own a Chevrolet today. I just had to get that one in there. That's the tire speed that these modified tractors are trying to achieve out here tonight. Upwards of 120 miles an hour. And that is getting slow. We'll continue on in a minute. Dave Archer coming up next, Marietta, Ohio, the Pioneer Modified Tractor. Out of Marietta, Ohio. Three brothers locked the clutch up in the Allison-powered machine, the Bionic Buzzard. They will not be able to compete tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the 7,200-pound modified tractor class, your winner will be Dave Archer out of Marietta, Ohio. Dave, I'll tell you what, as you get down off the tractor here, let me bring you out here so the people can see you. What a whale of a way to finish up the class.
Well, thanks a lot. I want to thank everybody, and especially my sponsor, Wolf's Head Motor Oil and Pioneer Chevrolet Cadillac. And thanks everybody for coming out tonight and sticking with us. We didn't know we were going to get this one in. We were up here for a state pool several years ago. A lot of people probably remember it got pretty muddy.
Yep, but we did. It was an excellent show, excellent crowd, and I'll tell you, you put it all together to win this class.
Well, we've had a little advantage. We've been down North Carolina running some regional nationals. Some of the guys tonight probably their first time out. We might have had 3 or 4 pulls ahead of them to get a little practice in.
And that does help. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight, Dave Archer out of Marietta, Ohio, the Pioneer-sponsored machine. Second place tonight will go to Gary Diekman, the Rat Poison 2, in here this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of World Pulling International, the National Tractor Pulling Association, the Copenhagen School Pulling Circuit, Kendall Motor Oil, Chevrolet, and all the fine sponsors here tonight, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and participating in the first annual, and I do mean annual because it has went real well, so I look for bigger and better next year in 1996. We want to thank all of you for coming out and participating. Have a good, safe trip home. I understand the weather is starting to get a little threatening. You've been driving the Rat Poison 2. Gary, I'll tell you, tough class tonight.
Yeah. Wasn't many competitors, but they were all good.
Yes, they were. This was some of the top-notch competition in the region.
That just shows the good ones are ready to go early.
That's right. That's why they're good. That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee these guys will be there in the winner's circle before the 1995 season is over with. The Rat Poison 2 team of Gary and Brian Diekman. Dave Archer. Well, you're going to substitute. How's that? You're crew person, right? You look like a Dave Archer to me just because the name says Paul. That's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the team that, and I do mean team, that won the first place prize here tonight in the 7,200-pound class, the Pioneer-sponsored machine, Dave Archer, here tonight. And congratulations to all the team here as they won the first place prize money and the first place points on the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Pioneer Chevrolet and Cadillac sponsoring this machine out of Marietta. There's Dave.